Good morning, everybody. Phil from The First Virtue. So, I just read a news story that made me pretty mad. I'm going to try not to freak out and just tell you what I think about it because it's like close to my heart and it makes me quite angry to read about it. Lauryn Hill, who is a hip-hop artist who I love and creates beautiful, wonderful music that is very deep and very meaningful, has been jailed, or sentenced to jail. I don't know if she's actually gone to jail yet, but she has been sentenced to jail for tax evasion. Whew, this type of stuff makes me really mad. This is from the USA Today. Grammy Award-winning singer Lauryn Hill was sentenced Monday to 3 months in federal prison for failing to pay taxes on more than $2 million in earnings during a 5-year period. U.S. Magistrate Judge Madeline Cox Arleo in Newark, New Jersey, federal court also sentenced the famed rapper and actress to 3 months of home confinement with electronic monitoring after the prison term. Hill must also serve a year of supervised release to pay a $60,000 fine in addition to paying her tax debt to the IRS. This is armed theft. Right? You've committed this crime called not giving up the things that you earned through your music that people paid for and loved that had nothing to do with the government. That is a crime. And yet it's somehow not a crime to take her from her home, force her into a jail, take her money. That's somehow not a crime? During her trial, Hill said, "I am a child of former slaves who had a system imposed on them. I had an economic system imposed on me. Someone did the math, and it came to around $600 million, she said. And I sit here before you trying to figure out how to pay a tax debt? If that's not like enough to slavery, I don't know what is." So let's just look at the reality of the situation. She is making a good analogy to slavery. And so a lot of people have pointed out that slavery was really like 90% taxation, because it wasn't 100% taxation because there was housing and food provided, so there was some cost to the slave owners, so it's about 90% taxation. That's what it's like to be a slave. And this is why morality has to be bigger than just drawing an arbitrary line. Because basically what we've done is we've said, okay, well, yeah, 90% taxation, that's bad. Slavery's bad. We don't want to have slavery. We don't want to own people. That's not good. But at the moment, in most of the West, when you consider income tax, the national debt, the unfunded liabilities, sales tax, and all of these things, we are taxed well over 50%. So, okay, so you're not 90%. 90%, that's bad. That's really bad. 90% taxation, fuck that. That's human ownership. That's so bad. You should never do that. I can't believe what a shitty person you are for owning a slave. 85%. Yeah, that's really bad. Don't do that. 80. 70. Oh, the 60%. Oh, that's okay, I guess. So, 50%'s okay. Yeah, sure. No! 0%! Theft is wrong! Any form of your income that is taken from you without your consent is a form of slavery. And if you're going to argue that it's not, then you have to somehow explain where the line is and how that is somehow objective. And if it's subjective, this is something I really want to get across. If it is subjective, if it's just like, oh, well, we've decided that it's 55% is the line. That's the line where it's okay. Who decided that you get to decide, person who makes that rule? And why do you get to enforce it with the fucking police force and military? Fuck that! Why should you get to do that? There's absolutely no moral justification for it. It's complete bullshit. And now, somebody who has inspired millions of people through her very deep and wonderful music is now going to fucking jail. She has children. She has children. She's even said, this is going to take me away from my kids. This is the society we live in. It is a morally bankrupt system. And we have to recognize this, everybody. Like, we have to just shed our illusion that our taxes are somehow benevolent, because it doesn't matter what you do with stolen money. If the money is not yours, it's not in your place to spend it. And that's not even taking into account that if you actually do look at what the government does with our taxes anymore in the states anyway, all it is just paying interest on national debt. Even if we did look at it, taxes lead to horrible institutions of violence and shitty systems that don't work, government programs that fail. But we don't even have to look at that. Any of that doesn't matter, because the effects don't matter, because all that matters is that you're fucking stealing things from people. You're putting the slavery line at a certain percentage, and then enforcing it with violence. No, we can't abide that anymore. That has to be something that we wipe from our existence, because we have some basic pride. We have some basic understanding that that's bullshit. You can't take my shit. Like, how easy is that to understand? You can't take my shit. Lauryn Hill, you don't deserve to be in jail. This is a horrible injustice, and this is Phil from The First Virtue.